everyone. I hope you're doing fine. Today we are going to learn something about being a good mother. Every woman wants to be a good mother. Their children wants to be a good role model to their children. Every woman wants to be, even when they grow old, they want to be a good grandmother to their children. And if you take a good look today, if you see a good leader, if you see a good pastor, if you see a good father, a good husband, a good wife, just know that those people had a good mother. Because as mothers, we have a big role. Mothers build the nation. They have all the power to build the country. They have the power to build a home. So today, we are going to learn something about being a good mother. So, to be a good mother, it begins with being a good wife first. It begins with being a good wife to your husband first. Because our children, they learn from what we do, not what we tell them to do. They learn so much from what we do, what they see us do, how they see us talk. Every time you see a child speaking, usually you find they speak like their mother. Because mothers have more time with children more than fathers. So, to be a good mother, it begins with being a good wife first. So we are going to let's understand the role of a wife from the beginning. So we shall read in the Bible, in the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. And the Lord said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him." He says, and the Lord said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him." God knew He said it was not good for a man to be alone. So every woman, married women, if you're married, you are a helper to your husband. You are a helper to your husband because God called you to be a helper. God did not say, "Let me make a leader." He did not say, "I will make him a head." He did not say, "I will make him maybe a bodyguard." He did not say, "I will make for him a worker." He says a helper. And to be a helper means someone you're helping can do something, but he just needs an extra effort. So every woman is an extra effort to their husband. You are a helper. For you to help somebody, it does not mean that somebody does not know how to do something. You see, he can do, but he cannot maybe do it better. So God says, "It's not good that this man be alone. Let me make for him a helper." And he brought you specifically to be a helper to that man, your husband. So, before you do any other thing, first understand your role, understand your stake, understand your position before God to your husband. You are a helper. You're not anything bigger, you're not anything smaller, but you are a helper to your husband. And I want you to be proud of that, because no helper can be weak. Every helper is strong. You cannot be called to help somebody when you don't have power to do it. God has given us power from the beginning to be helpers. He cannot call you to be a helper when He has not prepared you to do it. So understand from today that you are a helper. God has given us tremendous power for good, not for today, not for tomorrow, but for good, for all the time that we shall be together with the husband. He has given us power besides our husband. He has given us power to help our husbands be what God intends them to be before Him. So a good wife is a helper to the husband. A good wife is not a head, is not a leader, is not, I don't know how I can call it, because ladies today, they have left the responsibility of being a helper to their husband and they have become heads to their husbands, and that is wrong, because every husband is the head of every woman, and a head of every husband is God. So you are a helper. You're not anything bigger, not anything smaller, but you are a helper. If you understand that, then you'll be so much proud, because you are strong. When God brought you, He knew that your husband has a lot of weaknesses, but trust me, He has put in you that strength. Anything your husband cannot do better, you can do better than him. Anything that your husband does not even know how to do, you know how to do it. If your husband, sometimes you find a husband does not know how to save money, a woman knows. That's why God has brought you together, so that when you get this weakness and mix it with this strength, you do it better, perfectly. He knows that there are some people, husbands, who cannot cook, and then the wives can cook. You are a helper. Cook food. He knows that if your husband does not know how to wash clothes, you can wash them. You are a good helper. And he knows that if your husband maybe is rough, he knows that in that weakness, you have that strength. You can endure him. You can help him out. If you understand that you are a helper, you will do better. But the reason why we are not doing better in our marriages today is because we don't understand our role. We don't understand our positions as ladies. We are helpers. The moment you see your husband is not on the line, he's not doing this right, come up. Because you are there to support him. You are there to help him do what God intends him to do. So, you are a good helper. Once you do it well, your children will copy, your children will learn, and your children will be better tomorrow. Because our children learn from example. They learn from what we do, not what we tell them to do. If they see you being a good helper, their dad, they will definitely do the same when they get married or when God blesses them with their own homes.